All right. This is Matt Dillon. This is my podcast for the SEC-350 assignment. So for my class, this is going to be based for sophomore pre-AP World History. That is the class that I've been shadowing at a school now. Really enjoying it. So I thought I'd make a lesson for that. But first, I'll just start off about the classroom setting. So the classroom setting is a diverse place where students of all abilities and backgrounds come to learn together. This is a great environment for the student to develop in due to its diverse environment, but this does bring up challenges for the educator. There are many internal and external factors that affect the student's learning. These factors can be from learning or behavioral disabilities that affect the student's productivity in class, whether the student has severe or mild learning impairments. One major contributing factor to a learning disability is dyslexia. Dyslexia makes schoolwork more challenging for the student because it manipulates the class materials and switches certain letters and word patterns, making it a longer process for the student to read what the rest of the class is reading. These factors can be also due to cultural differences, whether it's cultural within different ethnicities or cultural within different settings, at home or at school or at work. A certain student from a large family might not be as well behaved or mannered in class due to the need of being heard at home, and the only child who might require more attention because that's what they're accustomed to at home. They may differ from students who have strict households and can multitask and successfully complete tasks because this is what they're accustomed to at home. Another factor to learning disabilities that are very present in the classroom are mental health issues, such as anxiety. When students have anxiety or other mental health issues like it, they have a hard time feeling comfortable in the classroom, that the educator tried very hard to make a welcoming and calm environment where everyone can learn together. It is important to make accommodations and modify lesson plans for students who suffer from constantly being anxious in class. This can come in the form of having less activities based around large class discussions and modify it into a small group setting where they aren't pressured into speaking to large groups of people that might make them uncomfortable. Any little way the educator can make life not easier but more manageable is a huge leap for the trust between educator and a student. I want to stress the fact that I said making it the content, not easier but manageable. This is because schooling is supposed to teach and then assess what was taught. And if a student gets better treatment or is given easier content, then it's defeating the purpose of teaching. This is hurting the student more than it is helping them grow, and then they're missing out on opportunities to struggle and triumph over difficulties, proving to themselves that they can accomplish something through hard work rather than it just being given to them. So for my mini lesson, I'm going to be using the ELA standard 9 through 10, SL5, which is make strategic use of digital media and presentations to enhance understandings of findings, reasoning, and evidence, and to add interest. And then for my history standard, I'll be using H2.1, which is explain multiple causes of conflict. So through this lesson, we'll be reading through Napoleon, a concise biography. This will give the students an opportunity to read through one of history's most victorious leaders. This will give us details to come up with an answer for both the history standard, which is, due to Napoleon's many wars against European coalitions in the Napoleonic Wars. That will give them that cause of conflict because there's multiple causes within him. And then the students will also be able to answer the ELA standard by coming up with a presentation on their findings. So as the educator, I will give a small introduction of Napoleon's rise to power, including his efforts to fight against Parisian rebels during the French Revolution and his coup d'etat he orchestrated to gain power of France's newly made republic and transformation into an empire. I will then lead discussion from Republican France to Imperial France and give out flashcards with different nations' names on each card while there's a map of Europe on the board, kind of just as a background setting to help the students. I will then have the selected students with the nation cards come up to the front and play a small game of Guess Who. They will ask each other questions to try and guess who they are. For example, a student with a British card might ask another student if they are allied with the French, and the other student would answer no. The students will have to narrow down their guesses with more specific questions until they guess which country they are. And this will be very involving, and it'll hopefully, get that idea of that maybe they would have found through reading for 10 or 15 minutes easily within their head within a 5-minute game, and it's more memorable. So on terms of bias in teaching, it is easy to get caught up